Like Beyonce.
Beyonce with the gold mic.
Everything's crammed.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the old,
Gold mic.
those are gold, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not tripping.
All right, Indiana head coach,
Yep.
I want to make an opening statement.
Well, we're happy to, get the victory tonight, but I think collectively we feel like we didn't play our best basketball. 17 turnovers is just way too many for this basketball team that really prides itself in taking care of the basketball. And so, obviously Mac and Sid had big nights for us on a night where our guard play was they struggled. They struggle from the field, and so we're obviously glad that we're getting out of Minnesota with a win. But we know that as we move forward, ball security, less turnovers, being able to make shots, being able to be more, just cleaner from an execution standpoint is going to be important. Again, defensively, we did some good things, and that's the one thing that always keeps us in games and wins us a lot of games, and these guys know that. But tonight I would have loved to have seen our offense be a little bit better, but nonetheless, we're happy that it's another win in that column for us.
Any questions for our student athletes first? Are there any questions in the room for our student
Yeah,
athletes?
Mackenzie, when you get 10 of the first 12 points, what do you notice when you can establish yourself very quickly like that in the post about maybe how the defense will react from there?
Yeah, I think that, it's just comes down to seeing how the defense is going to guard me. Every single game, is different. So if I'm single covered, I'll try and make a play and go score. And then if the double comes, then I know I can get out to some really great shooters. So I think it's just a game to game scenario type thing.
Any others in the room for our student athletes?
Sydney, the first quarter, the ball was in the paint pretty much the whole time, but then second quarter, you found some space. Get some threes. Do you think that's related? Like, that was the way she played the first quarter, kind of helped you open up a little bit?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of great weapons on the court at the same time. So, you saw the ball going into Mac, and we just kept throwing into Mac because she had, like you said, 10 of the first 12 points of the game. So we knew that was working. Then the ball, I think, just got more movement as time went on, and those open shots just were open. My teammates got to.
For either of you guys, what kind of an emotional game maybe for Sarah, like just kind of a cool thing? What would you see from her and just how she handled that kind of homecoming?
Yeah, I liked the aggression that she played with. I thought that she played within herself. We know Sarah's a great player, and we're extremely happy to have her in the Indiana uniform. She means a lot to the whole program. So we have her back in every way, shape, or form. So she knew that, I think, coming to the game, that we all were behind her, and I thought she did a good job tonight. Yeah, I'd like to go off of that. I think that she, like Max said, we're behind her. We love her. We knew this was going to be fun for her, a good environment, but I was disappointed by the Minnesota fans of how they kind of treated her, booed her when she went into the game. She did a lot for this program before she came in to the IU uniform. And it just made me really upset to see that, because I know how great of a person and player she was for Minnesota, and we are more than happy to have her on our team and behind us every single time she steps on the floor. And so that was a little upsetting for me.
Tyler, go ahead.
Mackenzie, I'm curious about your footwork. Was there someone that taught you, I guess, just footwork in the paint? How did you develop that? Do you have that from a young age?
Yeah, I think, Coach Morin really taught me everything I knew from a footwork perspective. She was great in the post, in her days. So no, honestly,
Tyler, she's kidding.
I told her to say that, Tyler.
no, it's always kind of been a natural thing for me. I don't really know who I could credit it to, God, I guess, but it's just kind of been a natural thing for me since I was younger.
Do we have any other questions for our student athletes? All right, Mac
job, you
said
guys.
you guys can.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach Moore?
What did you see from the way Mackenzie kind of
Yeah.
considered herself?
And she's been doing that, she's I don't know how many games she's rattled off, in terms of points, for us, and she's had some big nights. And tonight, the thing with Mac though is she really does. She really tries hard to take what the defense gives her. She's really improved in becoming a facilitator when there are doubles. Tonight there wasn't. It's more just a single coverage. I think that they kind of had to pick their poison, right? They were going to single coverage Mac, then that meant that they were going to shut down our outside, even though she managed to find some space out there to knock down a few threes for us. But Yarden had a very quiet night for us. Didn't even take a three. Grace, I thought she struggled a little bit in a lot of ways, and Chloe, as well. She was 3 for 7, but not an atypical Chloe Moore McNeil night. From beyond the arc and just doing some things offensively that she normally does. Yeah, but Matt continues just to really be solid for us, no doubt.
Any other questions from the coach in the room?
All right, Tyler, go ahead.
Coach, I guess obviously Mackenzie's been playing at a really high level for a long stretch now. I guess, like, why do you feel like she has been playing at such a high level, and what's the biggest way that you've seen her grow just over the course of this season?
She just really is. She's playing. She's very confident. She's confident in herself. She's confident in her teammates. She works, at her game every day before practice. She's healthy. She's a year smarter than she was a year ago in terms of, the game and managing her game and what she has inside every game from a scoring perspective. And then, what she also gives us is a rim protector, although I thought she struggled a few possessions tonight, but for the most part, she does give us a terrific rim protector as well.
Matt Seabury.
Yeah, you guys have you've obviously talked repeatedly about how you hang your hat on the defensive end. Particularly tonight, you forced 29 turnovers. Was searching for those turnovers something in particular you guys were looking for tonight, or was that more just a result of the flow of the game?
Well, I think we're mindful. This is, a very young Minnesota team. And, with that comes, some hiccups and just learning and gaining some experience. And, the thing that I was frustrated with, though, is, you force 29 turnovers, but yet you only have, 10 fast break points. When you force turnovers like that, the goal is to get some easy runouts, which result in layups. And, we didn't score near the amount of points that I wanted to in early offense and transition. And so, that was a little bit frustrating, although we did score, the 30 points, I guess, off their turnovers.
Ari.
Coach, you mentioned Grace's struggles from the field, which was true. She only had 4 points. However, it looks like she contributed in other ways with the 9 assists. Can you talk about how she was able to impact the game in the other way, despite her shot being off?
Well, that's just an old kid, right? A veteran that understands that on the nights, that her shot's not falling, she's going to be solid and sound defensively, but then she's going to also, look for other ways to have an impact on the game and get her teammates involved. And, it's just Grace being Grace. She just came off of a fantastic performance against Rutgers. And so I was hopeful that I was going to see a back to back. But, again, it's just, our leader being our leader, and that's finding other ways to impact the game. And, that's what I'm proud of, as far as I'm not proud of her 3 turnovers she had, but, certainly the 9 assists, was good to see.
Tyler.
Coach, you mentioned some of the areas that you wanted to see improvement in with the turnovers. And I guess just from a philosophy standpoint, how do you approach it as a coach? Obviously, you come out with a really big win, but also just making sure that you're just cleaning up some of the stuff and continuing to grow.
Well, that's the thing about having a veteran team, an experienced team. They know. They're not, by any stretch of the means down there in that locker room right now, high-fiving. They don't think they played well. We didn't play well, in our opinion. Okay, the scoreboard may reflect something different, but in terms of our expectations and you know, how we want to play, and 17 turnovers is just way too many for our basketball team. That's old against a young team. You know, I'm going to remind you, against a very, very young Minnesota team. You know, just too careless, you know, out there. And as I said to him, we gotta fix that before Sunday, and then we gotta fix it before we go into the month of February for sure.
All right, thanks, coach.
Yep.